The new Grey Knights Codex is finally here. Unleash the hammer of the Titan. This Codex review, we're going to be discussing the army rule, the detachments, the top combinations, what's new, what's gone, and everything you need to know in order to take your Grey Knights to the tabletop. The Grey Knights are finally here. Jordan, let's do a deep dive. I want to know the army rules, the hot takes, the top combos, all different detachments, what's in store for the brand new Grey Knights Codex.
Yeah, the hunters of demons, the most elite of Space Marines. This Codex it's got a lot of cool shenanigans, actually, and we're going to see some buffs, I think, on quite a few data sheets.
Now, remember, this is our more competitive review of the book, and this is our first thoughts as well, of what we think about everything. So thank you so much for Games Workshop for sending us this preview copy, and also the awesome battle box with some of the new miniatures in. Jordan, where should we begin with this review?
I would say let's start with the army rule.
Always a good place to start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the army rule, Jord, is called Gate of Infinity. And beyond.
And beyond. Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. So if your faction is Grey Knights, which I'd hope it is if you're playing this book,
yep.
At the end of your opponent's fight phase, you can basically remove units from the game, put them back into Deep Strike, and yeah, then they have Deep Strike again. Then they can come back down. So they got, as we call it, uppy downy.
Uppy downy, exactly. And there's 3 if you're playing Strike Force, right? So we could take 3 units off the board.
Correct.
And it's any unit in our army, right?
Yep.
Yep. So this is going to be great for a number of things, right? A, it's going to give us positionings where we can get better line of sights.
Yep.
It can help us maybe score secondaries, etc., like that. One thing this does do is it makes it hard to hold primary at times. It may give you that decision of, if I'm taking the unit off, am I going to lose primary? So it does...
yes.
It has utility.
Yes.
But it does also mean there's a lot of strategy involved in when you remove these units and bring them back down.
Yeah, now I will say a couple of things. You can't do this if you're in engagement range. Mm-hmm. And also, some units do not actually have the faction ability.
Right, okay. And what units would they be?
So things like your Land Raiders.
That makes sense.
They can't just disappear from the table.
Yeah.
What can, though, is actually a Dreadnought.
Ah, so the Dreadnought now. Well, if the Dread Knight can, then surely the Dreadnought should as well.
Just zooms back up in the sky.
Yeah, just teleports.
Off it pops. So anyway, if we come across any data sheets that don't have it, we'll let you know. But think about, like, if it's got probably tracks, it probably can't. If it probably has legs, it probably can.
All right, so let's go on to data sheets then. We're going to do this in a bit of a reverse order. We'll come back to the detachments, because I think if we go through data sheets, it'll give us more of an informed decision on what units will fit certain detachments.
Yeah, so the first person to look at is my favourite Grandmaster of all time, Khaldor Drago. They forgot to put him in.
Yeah. This is pretty bad.
Should we have a moment's silence? This is a shame, actually. I'll be quite critical here. It is a shame that we don't have him in the book. I don't know whether the Codex explains why he's not in here. Is there like an update to the lore? Did he finally, die? Pop his clogs?
I don't think he would. Let's be honest. Khaldor Drago is one of the most powerful characters in 40k.
And he should be.
He should be. He should, I think for Grey Knight players, this will be a point of... big loss. If I lost Dante in my book, I would be flipping my lid. So I do understand it. But
it's the same when we lost Karandras.
Yeah.
The frustrating thing is when there's other new models being, let's say, introduced, but not the key ones, that you kind of just you learn. You really love them, don't you? Over time, you love the lore about them.
Yeah.
You love the fact that you've painted your model, and if there was a new model, you'd be like, okay, cool. Still got my old Drago, but now I get a cool funky one. Like, that would be cool. So I am disappointed with that, to be fair.
I agree. And I think everyone who plays Grey Knights, and even not playing Grey Knights, will understand the frustration that he's not in this Codex.
Yeah.
But we do have to go into the rest of the Codex. And there is exciting things in this Codex. I don't think we can just sit here and say, that's it. Drop your Grey Knights because we've lost this. No, the Codex does have a lot of cool things, cool synergies, loads of detachments to go through. So, who is the first character we got?
Well, and also, if a load of people go, we want Drago, then you never know. Games Workshop may be like, oh, we probably should do a Drago model. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So who knows? Anyway, so the first character we're actually going to talk about is Grandmaster Voldus.
Yeah, Grandmaster Voldus. So what does he do?
Okay, so he's got a couple of abilities. Obviously, as you know, most leaders have an ability for themselves, and also they have an ability that are going to lead the unit. So we're going to talk about this, because then when we talk about the detachments, you know, there might be enhancements that we want to talk about. Obviously, he can't have one because he's a named character, but some of the others will. So we've got Sanctuary. While he's leading a unit, the unit's -1 to hit. Okay, so that'll be... shooting and fight phase, which is great. And each time this unit is selected to fight, you can select an enemy unit with an engaged range and you do some mortal wounds.
Yeah, I think, and he's also got flat 3 damage, which
strength
is good.
10, AP 2, flat 3 damage. He can lead Terminators and Paladins. So he's also got a pretty cool weapon. His psychic ability, I think, looks upgraded to me. D3 +1 shots, hits on a 2, strength 12, AP 2, 2 damage. I'm pretty sure he didn't have that before.
I think it's best we say this now. Is like we've not played ourselves Grey Knights competitively, maybe once or twice on stream, right? But it's not an army that either of us are taken to events or know inside out. So a lot of these data sheets, comparing them to old data sheets, it's not something we'd be 100% familiar only from what we've played against, right?
And also, if you're new and this is the first time you're getting into Grey Knights, then you know we're not going to talk about that. But for me, it's really a case of that looks like a good profile there.
Yeah,
I like that as a psychic ability, which is pretty cool. And again, most of the Grey Knights have also got their Storm Bolters, but we're not going to talk too much about those. But okay, the next up is a Grandmaster. This is obviously just a typical model that you could take from the unit. You could convert up. Now, what we've got is you've got different weapon options. So Incinerator, Silencer, Psy Cannons. It comes in a Terminator body. It's got the Nemesis Force weapon, so there's no customization if you take a hammer or anything. It's just the same basic weapon again. It's strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage. And once per battle round, one model from your army with this ability can use it as in range target with a stratagem if it does reduce the cost by 1. That's fantastic. It just means you get much better CP economy. And I think this is in line then with all the other sort of type captain abilities as well.
Absolutely.
Right, Might of Titan. Here we go. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, you can use this ability. If it does until the end of the phase, add 3 to the attacks and the strength characteristics of melee weapons equipped by this model.
Well, he is a captain, basically, isn't he?
He basically is. So he'll go up to 8 attacks and strength 9.
Yeah, so wounded armatures on 4s.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. No, I like him. I think the Grandmaster is a really good option, especially to lead in some of these Terminators, and we'll come to some of them. Paladins. I'm excited to talk about them with you.
You're excited to talk about Paladins? They're some of my favourites, so I'm excited for that too.
They're really good.
All right, next up is the Grandmaster in Nemesis Dread Knight. Now, he's actually got a new model.
Yeah, well, it's an upgrade sprue. So it's the same Dread Knight kit, but with just an upgrade sprue, and he can have a couple of extra weapons.
Sounds like a new model to me, Jord.
Exactly. He is refreshed, and I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
Some of these weapon options are pretty good.
Yeah, so we'll go over his abilities first, okay? So each time this model makes a melee attack that targets a vehicle or monster, you can reroll the hit, reroll the wound, and you can reroll the damage roll.
Yep, he is slaying monsters and vehicles. He's doing the most.
And once per battle round, one model from your army with this ability was targeted a stratagem, you can reduce the cost. So it has the same ability as the Grandmaster. It is also called Warrior Strategist, so you can't use both of these in the same turn because they are the same ability. Okay, so it's one or the other. But let's talk about the weapons you can take, all right? You can get Fragstorm grenade launchers. Let's not worry about those.
Well, you have them anyway for free.
You just have them. Right, you've got the Gatler Silencer. Okay, it's 12 shots. Strength 6, 0 AP, 1 damage.
Yeah.
Sustained hits 1. Okay. You've also got the Heavy Incinerator. Ignores cover torrent, 18 range, 2d6 shots, strength 6 -1, 1 damage. Okay, not bad. The Heavy Psy Cannon ignores cover, 6 shots, strength 10, AP 2, 3 damage. The only annoying thing is here, he does hits on 3s.
Yeah, for the most part, Grey Knights all hit better. Or they've got better armor, right? Better war gear. So it's weird that they hit on 3s.
Yeah, it's T8 with a 2 up save, 4 up invulnerable, and 13 wounds, and it moves 8 inches.
Yeah.
I would have expected a Grandmaster to hit on 2s. You could be a little bit more accurate, mate. Anyway, so then it's got the Subliminator.
This is good. It's
Melter 4. Okay, it's a psychic, and it's twin links. You always reroll your wound roll, no matter what you've shooting. It's range 18, so you're going to get that Melter plus 4 damage when you're in 9 inches. 2 shots, hits on a 3 again. Strength 9 with rerolls, AP 4, D6 damage. You can't take duplicates.
No.
which is a shame.
Yeah.
Would have been great to have a couple of these lock and loaded, but you can't take duplicates. So maybe, you build one out, to be honest, with, you could either do it like anti-screen, so you could take silencers in incinerators, or you could go a bit more anti-elite and anti-tank. You put on the heavy side cannons and the subliminator. So I think there's a couple of cool options there. But the weapons, and I'm assuming a lot of these weapons are going to be pretty much the same when we also get to
Absolutely.
the Dread Knight as well. So you get your Dread Fists, you get a Nemesis Demon Great Hammer. Most of these have got the psychic keyword. It's 5 attacks, hits on a 3, strength 14, AP 3, D6 plus 1 damage. You've also got the Nemesis Flail. This is a new weapon. It's 10 attacks, hits on a 2, strength 5, AP 1, 2 damage.
Yeah. There's a better option.
If that was strength 6, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. But it's not that one. If I'm honest, I wouldn't really consider. Yeah.
Now the next up is the Nemesis Great Sword. 5 attacks, hits on a 2, strength 10, AP 2, D6 damage. But it's got a sweep, but it's only strength 5, AP 1, 1 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit weak that. Nemesis Mace.
This I like.
You like this, do you?
I like this one.
Anti-character 2+. Precision. Psychic.
Yeah.
5 attacks, hits on a 2, strength 6. AP 3, flat 3 damage. Ooh.
The precision and anti-character 2+. You don't really care about, like, that means you're winning Mortarion on 2s.
Yeah, and with rerolls. Now, I think that'll be interesting when we come into some of the detachments. Bit of a sneaker.
Yeah, it's interesting, but
combo.
I think the choice here is between that and the hammer.
Yeah,
because
agreed.
the hammer benefits the most from the rerolls because you have the D6 plus damage.
Yes,
so you can reroll all the damage on that,
and you're hitting on 3s, and you get the rerolls to hit, and it's strength 14.
Exactly. So it depends on what you want the roll to be, but because you can take Dread Knights with hammers, but they can't take maces.
Yeah,
I feel like if you're going to take this guy, just take maces because then you can have a varied amount.
Yeah, it does feel weird though that the Great Hammer's AP 3, but the Great Sword's only AP 2.
It should have been the other way around, I think.
Yeah, I felt like the sword should be sharper.
Yep.
But the hammer should be more like
sharp edges, mate.
Bludgeoning. Exactly. Anyway, there we go. What do we think? Let us know in the comments. What will you be loading out your Grandmaster in Nemesis Dread Knight with? Put it below. Okay, cool. Then we've got Castellan Crow.
I think he's the coolest Grey Knight, personally. He looks awesome.
Let's just not forget about Drago.
No, Drago's cool, but he just, like, he's got a demon sword that he just literally controls because he's so badass.
Right, he's got Purifying Flame.
Nice.
Okay, so it's anti-infantry 2+, ignores cover psychic. It's 3 attacks, hits on a 2, strength 4, AP 2, 1 damage. It's got the Champion of the Order of the Purifiers. Okay, while this model is leading a unit, add 1 to the attack characteristics of Purifying Flame weapons. Okay, which is pretty good. So obviously big unit of purifiers. That's, maybe extra like 11 shots.
Loads of attacks, yeah.
Yeah, an extra 11 shots, which is cool. Then he's got Foe Sight. Each time this model makes an attack that targets a character unit, you can reroll the hit roll. Okay, and his blade, the Black Blade of Antwyr.
Yeah.
Devastating wounds and precision.
Yeah.
With 5 attack, strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He can only go with purifiers, though.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, him, like you said, with the 10 purifiers, maxing them out the amount of shots they get because of his ability.
Yeah.
I think we've seen this in iterations already in the index version. It doesn't really change too much here.
Right, Brother Captain. Okay. Again, another Terminator-based character. Right, so he's got this typical standard weapon.
Yep.
4 attack, strength 6, AP 2, 2 damage. You can take all the different types of heavy weapons as well, as we spoke about. It's got Hammer Hand. While he's leading a unit, you get lethal hits.
Yeah, classic spell, by the way, Hammer Hand.
Yeah.
From like previous editions for Grey Knights. But yeah, really, really cool.
Hammer Hand. You have to do that every time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So then he's got the Eye of Judgment. Each time this model makes an attack, you can re-roll the wound.
Ooh.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Do like some re-rolls on my weapons. Right. Brother Champion. Now, this is just a regular sort of strike marine with a sword.
Yeah.
But this guy pokes it down.
Yeah, into a head of a demon.
Exactly. When you know you're poking your sword down, it's actually because you're a character. All right? Because other people don't do that.
No.
So, right. Nemesis Force weapon, again, as you can imagine. Weird, though, that it gets an extra attack than the Brother Champion. The Brother Champion's only 4 attacks. Sorry, the Brother Captain is 4 attacks, but the Brother Champion is 5.
Well,
feels a bit weird.
It's the Terminator armor is weighing him down.
maybe. But the champion, this is where it's at. While you're leading a unit, you can declare a charge in which you advanced.
Yeah, so this, if you did come from the index, it's changed from fight first.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it gave him fight first in the index, yeah. But yeah, advance and charge, I really like that.
That's great, isn't it? Yeah. Each time this model destroys a character model in the fight phase, you gain a CP.
Nice.
And until the end of the fight, battle, add 1 to the attack's characteristics of your weapon.
He's slaying champions and giving you command points.
Love it. It's brilliant. Right. Brotherhood Librarian. Okay. Again, a different sort of Nemesis Force weapon. It's only AP1 rather than AP2 and 4 attacks. It's got a Sanctic hood. Whilst you're leading a unit, you get 4+ against 4+ Feel No Pain that is against other psychic attacks.
I thought you said Santa hood.
Yeah, you also give out presents.
Give out presents of a Feel No Pain.
Feel No Pain against psychic attacks and mortal wounds would have been nice.
Yeah. It's, again, whenever we look at these against psychic attack abilities, you're like, Thousand Suns, Grey Knights,
some
Tyranids, maybe the Librarian's Conclave if someone's decided to take that.
Yeah.
It's like you are limited in the factions you're going to get this ability against, but
then you play against Black Templars, you're like, all my abilities don't do anything. Yeah, cool.
Damn it.
It would have been nice for it to say
and mortals
and mortal wounds, because that would have given you a bit of protection against devastating wounds and things. Right, anyway, Hallowed in Soulfire. Whilst you're leading a unit, you can only be selected as a target from ranged attacks if you're within 18 inches.
Which is nice. I do, because obviously you have the ability to go uppy downy, and you can obviously rapid ingress and stuff. So you can rapid ingress out of 18, so you can't be shot.
Yeah.
It does have some play, and I do like Lone Op. But like you said, his other ability is a bit lacking.
Yeah.
Sure.
A lot of people just used him before as like this little character that jumped around. Yeah,
because he's lost the Mortals ability, right?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he now just has Vortex of Doom as a
attack.
As an attack, it's D6 plus 3 shots. Strength 8, AP 2 damage,
which is nice. Another form of 2 damage, which Grey Knights don't lack in, because that's their whole army shenanigan. Really, is that all their melee's 2 damage AP 2.
Yeah.
But like the thing is as well, a lot of the ranged weapons at 18, they're not like long ranged weapons. So the Lone Op 18 isn't going to come up much unless you're trying to get out of dodge.
Yes.
But
I think, there's some plays with rapid ingress where you might put it in line of sight or range of some units that you're not too worried about. But the big stuff on the other side of the table that might also be able to draw lines to, like hammerheads or with big iron cannons, you can be like, well, I'm outside of 18 from you, so don't care.
You're fine, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, Brotherhood Tech Marine. Okay. So it's got 3 abilities. He's extremely greedy. It's got some attacks in combat. We don't need to worry about that. Whilst it's within 3 of a Grey Knight's vehicle, it gets Lone Operative.
Yeah.
Okay. In your command phase, you can select a Grey Knight's vehicle within 3. You regenerate D3 lost wounds, and you get 1 to the hit roll.
Maybe if you wanted to boost the Dread Knight Grandmaster back up to hitting on 2s,
exactly.
But you're paying probably 60 to 80 points for Tech Marines, right? In that sort of region.
Yeah.
Is it worth that for 60, 80 points?
Probably,
yeah,
for the potential of using the uppy downy ability,
sure,
and just playing the mission with them after.
Yep.
So
so you can have it as a scoring option.
Yeah, so once it's kind of like turn 1 and 2, you've sort of like used them as firing bases.
Yeah, I like it.
And then pop up and then start playing the mission. And each time an enemy ends a charge with an engagement range of 1 or more Grey Knight vehicle units from your army within 6 of this, you can use the Hurricane Intervention stratagem for 0 CP.
Okay.
So just get him into the fray. He's 4 wounds with a 2-up save, and he can hit a little bit. So I don't know, might be a little bit of a deterrent. Get him stuck in. Right, Brotherhood Chaplain. Okay, so again you got a lovely model that you could use here. I think from the Space Marine collection, that's one I'd use, one with a big shield, just because it looks absolutely epic. It can lead, obviously, Terminators and Paladins. I will also say the Tech Marine can also lead Strikes, Purgations, and Purifiers if you did want to bake him into a unit. Brotherhood Chaplain, you can reroll charges.
Nice.
Okay, while it's leading a unit. And once per battle at the start of any Grey Knight scene, you can unbattle-shock the battle-shocked unit. I don't think it's got the play here.
No, the unbattle shot mechanic is
niche.
Like if it comes up, great. But again, it's not really there's better options. You have the Grandmaster, who's just a better option than him, and even the Tech Marine and the Librarian. So I think we're just looking at these captains and these more damage-dealing characters rather than the support pieces, because the support pieces are kind of lacking, I think, in terms of characters, right?
Yeah, I think the Grandmaster's great. I think the Brother Captain, I think there's play. I think the Brotherhood Champion, I think there's play. Crow, Voldus, and of course, Drago.
Well, if we're looking at the Brotherhood Champion as well, he's the only one that can give enhancements to... I just realised what you said about Draco. But the Brotherhood Champion can bear enhancements for like our purgation, strikes, etc., whereas the other ones can't. Yeah. Because they lead Terminators. So that's where he'll come into his own with a lot of these detachments, I think. Yeah.
I mean, on Drago, to be honest, I would just use him as either Voldus in the army.
Or a Grandmaster.
Or just a Grandmaster, yeah. But Voldus is... He's got some cool rules. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the units now. We've got the Brotherhood Terminator unit. They are still battle line. Yeah. Okay. Which is cool. And, you know, they're 3 wounds, toughness 5, 2 up, 4 up. And you can take, for every 5 in a model, you can obviously take like a bigger weapon. And you can also have a banner. Okay, and the banner gives you +1 objective control. You also have a apothecary in the unit, so if it's not destroyed, you can actually bring back a model.
Bring back a whole Terminator. But OC3 Terminators is pretty nuts.
Yeah, for battle line is good. Now, interestingly, the unit composition, you have to take 1 Judicar, which is basically like the sergeant, and then you can take 3 other models. So you can have basically a unit of 4 Terminators, and then the redundant model that you've got in the box, you could either convert that up to be your Grandmaster or Brother Captain. And then if we go to the back of the book, you can then have points for 4 models, 5 models, 8 models, or 10 models.
Okay, I think this is good actually, isn't it? Because it gives you the flexibility, and I do like the fact they broke it down, because I was worried when you're looking at it, it goes 4 to 10. I'm like, oh no, is there going to be actually a break point for 5 if you wanted to use all 5? But it's good that they've included that.
Yeah, and also an 8 break point. Yeah. And the great thing about this is because they're an elite army, I have this issue with Custodes. Sometimes you just want to be able to drop a model to fit a whole new unit in. Now you can do that. So it gives you a lot more customization in your list building. Kind of a bit like how Ninth worked, where you could take, you know, different models. And I personally much prefer that.
Agreed.
It gives you a lot more flexibility and customization with the list build rather than just like the same old sort of carbon copies.
His 5, his 10.
Exactly, yeah. You know, sometimes like 8 might be the magic number because, you know, 10 might be too much. 8's probably a good sweet spot for a durable unit that hits pretty hard, sticks around enough, but without overcommitting 10 models.
Yeah, so, like you could drop like 60, 50 points with 2 Terminators, right? So, yeah, pretty good.
And before we move on, they also have this rule, which is Force Edge. Psychic, each time model in this unit makes a melee against a target, excluding monster vehicles, to get +1 AP. Yeah. So you get basically 3 rules, +1 AP against infantry and stuff, +1 OC, and also you can bring models back. So you get 3 kind of rules, and their battle line. It's great unit.
Really, really good unit. Really good battle line unit.
All right, so we're on to strikes. So strikes have the Scout 6 ability. Nice. Obviously, all of these that we spoke about already have Deep Strike. We've got Gate of Infinity, again, so they can leave the table. At the end of the phase, they actually sticky objectives. So as long as you control that objective, it remains under your control even if you leave it. So you mentioned earlier with the army rule, you can stick an objective, keep it under your control, and then you could leave it. Yeah. And then it remains under your control for scoring for your next turn. Everybody's got a Nemesis Force weapon. You're looking at 3 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 6, AP 2 damage. And that is also the same for the Terminators, but Terminators actually get 4 attacks.
Yeah, but it's weird that the Brotherhood Champion gets 5 and the Terminator guy gets 4, so it's like the reverse, isn't it, here? Yeah. But, I think strikes are good. They obviously have 2-up saves as well. So Grey Knights all have this better armor, so they're all like 2-up armor saves because they've got purified armor, they're Sanctic, they're holy.
You know, it's just silver, mate.
That's it. Sorry, I forgot what silver was. Too much gold. That's what it is. But yeah,
if you're gold and silver armor, it's just better than any sort of basic color like red or something. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think they're basic colors. Yeah,
get metallics on you.
I know. Right, Paladins, Jord. Let's take a look at Paladins.
I'm excited.
Terminators. Yeah, exactly the same as what I'm seeing so far. Movement 5, toughness 5, all that sort of stuff. Right, for every 5 in the unit, though, and you can take, again, same loadout as the Terminators, so 1 to 4 to 10. For every 2 models, you can take a heavy weapon of shooting. Yep. You can also take a banner. You can also take an apothecary. Yeah. So you get exactly the same stuff here.
You just get 1 extra side cannon or flamer, which doesn't replace a melee weapon either. Yep. And which is important.
It is important. Now, the Nemesis Force weapon, 4 attacks, psychic, strength 6, AP 2 damage. Right, let's take a look at their ability.
They also hit on 2s, by the way.
They do hit on 2s. Good spot.
Yeah.
Even in shooting, they hit on 2s as well.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, they're even more accurate than the Grandmaster.
They are, yeah.
So, Attuned Onslaught, there's a psychic ability. Each time this unit makes a charge move until the end of the phase, add 1 to the damage characteristics of melee weapons by Paladin squad models in this unit. Now, that won't affect the character.
No.
Unfortunately, you can't get...
Evolved us to flat 4.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I think they thought about this, Steve.
But +1 damage is nice. Your strength 6, AP 2, flat 3 damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you get the charges.
Well, this is it, 'cause it also works off heroic. So you can get the extra damage on a heroic intervention because it's a charge move.
Yeah.
I think the big thing here is the only source of flat 3s on our more expensive models or the elite, like the Terminator characters. Even then, actually, it's only Voldus that has flat 3.
Yeah.
So actually getting a source of flat 3 in a melee army is very good.
Do you know one thing I've also noticed about all these Terminators and Strike Marines?
What's that?
They have the grenades keyword.
Yeah.
Which could be new. I don't know. But if it is, it means you can throw grenades.
Yeah, so you can throw grenades. I think just having a source of flat 3 damage on one of your elite units that hits on 2s is amazing.
Yeah, they're like now your anti-elite elite units.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Cool.
we'll look at these further in different attachments.
Right, purifiers.
Yeah.
And remember, there is still the Grotmust attachment that is all about purifiers.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at these. This is kind of my favorite unit. They get the force weapon like you would expect. For every 5, 2 purifiers can have like a weapon, but does replace combat weapons. Now, they get Sanctuary of Purpose. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, reroll a wound of 1. If the target is in range of an objective marker, you can reroll the wound instead.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Now, this is actually going to be on on ranged attacks, psychic attacks, and melee attacks.
So when Crow goes in here with his extra 11 attacks, they're pumping out damage.
Yes.
They are purifying you off that battlefield.
They really are, because the Purifying Flame is anti-infantry 2+.
Yep.
So you're basically always getting anti-infantry with a reroll, and it ignores cover, and it's strength 4 -2 1 damage. It's only 1 shot, but now you're like, just because you put Crow in, you double the efficiency of that shooting unit.
Yep.
And you still got the so let's take a look at this, right? Let's say you go max loadout.
Yeah.
You've got Purifying Flame, so that's going to be 20 shots plus another 3 from Crow.
Yeah.
Plus another 4, because you'd also give... So that's 24 shots from that. Let's say you took 2 silencers in there as well. That's another 12 shots coming in. And then you've also got everybody else with a Stormbolter. So that is another 36 shots.
Well, I think Crow has a Stormbolter as well, right?
I don't know if he does or not, but wow, that's a... He does, yeah, he's got a Stormbolter, so that's...
Should be 40.
Yeah, because that would be rapid fire, so...
They're pumping out shots, but
yeah,
like the reroll wounds is great for all of these extra attacks, but like the melee then really starts to pump up their damage because they're damage too. I like the side cannons personally on a lot of my loadouts if I was going to do Grey Knights because of the damage 2.
Yeah.
Just getting a few damage 2 shots before you go into combat.
Yeah, you probably have enough damage 1.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you can, instead of the silencers,
it gives you a different option, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you could put the side cannons one way, Purifying Flame somewhere, and then all the Stormbolts somewhere else, and you might pick up 3 units, especially in like an MSU game, and then charge another unit, pick that up. This unit is insanely great. Yeah. Okay, Venerable Dreadnought up next. Okay, so we got Guidance of the Ancients. Now, it didn't get a new model, so it's still the baby one.
Still the baby boy.
Okay, Guidance of the Ancients. In your shooting phase, after you've shot, select one enemy unit hit by basically his attacks into the end of a phase, a Grey Knight model from your army that makes an attack. You add 1 to the hit roll. So it's like he lights it up, and then anybody else that shoots gets +1 to hit, which is kind of cool now because you can sort of, combine that with your Grandmaster or maybe some other Nemesis Dread Knights. You could give this the classic double las cannon, which is cool.
I think that would help giving it a last cannon more of an anti-vehicle role, because a lot, like we've said, a lot of our shooting attacks is 1 damage, 2 damage, or 3 damage, right? So having something that's D6 plus 1 damage in a shooting, is just going to help us start to bring down transports and stuff before we get in.
So what I would do, there could be a build here where you take a Tech Marine, a Dreadnought, and a Dread Knight. Grandmaster, you give +1 a hit to the Dreadnought, so he's hitting on 2s.
Yep.
And then when he shoots, now he gives on +1 a hit for the Grandmaster. And I think probably between a Dread Knight, las cannons, and also the Grandmaster, you probably should kill a vehicle from shooting.
So let's park this combo for now. when we come to the first detachment, we can have a look at it.
Ooh, my. Okay, right. Inceptors, this is like your fast-moving unit. They move 12. Okay, and in the shooting phase, after you've shot and not within engagement range, it can make a normal move up to 6. Okay, but it can't charge.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
It's nice.
Yeah, a bit of shoot and scoot. It would have been nice for that to be a bit further than 6 inches for this unit, because we don't often see it in...
No, do they have fly? That's something I just want to check before we carry on.
They do have fly, yeah.
So they're one of our only sources of like actually jumping over units, getting over a move block potentially, moving 12.
Yeah.
It's a jump pack unit for Grey Knights, which is good. When you got Terminators that are moving 5, you got infantry moving 6.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice to have the 12-inch shoot and scoot, but then I think 6 is probably a balancer.
It's good for, like, for example, getting into places like No Man's Land.
Yep.
Or, you know, maybe need to get onto an objective, or you need to get, for example, engage in all fronts or behind enemy lines. It's obviously a good unit to do that, so it can just help you play the mission quite easily. Yeah.
It's interesting because our army rule is obviously uppy downy.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got all these movement shenanigans here with Sticky, with Strike Marines, we've got shoot and scoot with these. You can really like deep strike this unit in rapid ingress, as we mentioned earlier, and then measure 18 away of like an objective, and you know you're going to get it. You've got such a far reach with this unit that they're really good for stealing objectives or just taking points or scoring cards. Yeah.
Well, it also means as well you could just deep strike down and scoot onto an objective.
Yeah.
If your opponent hasn't screened it properly.
Yeah.
Okay, Purgation. This is like your sort of heavy shooty unit.
You like Devastators, effectively.
Because 4 models from the unit can take a heavy weapon. Okay. Now, in your shooting phase, after this unit is shot, 1 enemy unit excluding monsters and vehicles hit by are basically pinned. And whilst the unit is pinned, you subtract 2 from the move characteristics and the charge.
It says your shooting phase, right?
Yes.
So it can't be done on Overwatch.
Can't be done on Overwatch.
But it's a nice rule. I think they changed from indirect. If I'm right, they used to have indirect. But these again were side cannons, getting you more damage too.
It's strange that it's like 1 to 9, but you can only take 4 weapons.
Yeah, that is weird.
I would have preferred it to have said for every like 5 models, you can take 4 heavy weapons.
Yeah.
Because I might actually think about taking a unit of 8.
Yeah.
And like 8 heavy weapons. If there was like a cool strat or something, or if the Brotherhood champion could lead Purgation. I don't know if he actually can, or whether
he can lead Purgation squads. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe there would be something.
There are some detachments where these actually look quite good, especially with some enhancements that can go onto them.
Right.
So yeah, I'm interested to talk about them when we come to detachments.
Yeah, or maybe like if the Tech Marine gave the unit a buff, like +1 to hit as well.
It's a weird one with the Tech Marine because obviously he doesn't give any buffs to the unit he leads.
Yeah.
So that's why like people wouldn't really consider leading with a Tech Marine, but it could mean that you can keep him safe while buffing up other vehicles. So if you got to build around vehicles, he's good with that. But Purgations are interesting in certain detachments for sure.
Or it could even be a cool combo here. You could actually have the Tech Marine with the unit, and you could babysit a vehicle. And if you did take a unit of 10 of these, you've actually got 6 models that really fight hard, 7 models including the Tech Marine that actually fight hard. So you get 3 heroic with 7 fighty models.
Yeah, so you got like a defensive brick that helps protect like a Dread Knight or a Land Raider or something.
So I think when we were thinking of earlier the Tech Marine by himself, heroic intervention kind of sucks, but because he's not going to do a great deal of damage. But if you put him in a unit and it starts to heroically intervene for free,
melee attacks.
Yeah,
I see that actually. Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at the Nemesis Dread Knight. Okay, so you don't have as many options as you do with the Grandmaster. You've got your Silence, your Incinerate, and your Side Cannon is per usual. You got the Great Hammer, which has got the same stat line, same for the sword. Everything is the same as we've already spoke about. Now, this model is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in Eternate Advanced.
Yeah, I mean it's the same as before. It's a nice flexibility for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hammers probably better on them because you've got the D6 plus damage on them.
You got Land Raiders in here. You got Land Raiders Crusaders, and they basically all have the one rule that means you can charge when you get out of them.
Redeemer's the same as well, so you have the Redeemer too.
Yeah, you got the Rhino.
This has had a change.
Yep, so while a friendly Grey Knights unit is wholly within 6, models in that unit have a 6+ feel no pain against mortal wounds.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, isn't it?
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And you can carry up to 12 Grey Knight models.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent.
I think, again, there's a detachment with transports and vehicles. So this with a bunch of like Purgation Marines potentially getting out, getting buffs, and having durability buffs is good. But the Razorback as well.
The Razorback, yeah. In your shooting phase, after you've shot, you select one target that's hit by it. Each time a friendly model that disembarked from this transport this turn makes an attack, improve the armor penetration by 1.
Nice for Purgation. Again, I keep saying it because they're like side cannons. If we look at that as a profile, is AP1 damage 2. I think strength 8, AP 1, damage 2.
Yes.
So now you get an AP 2 on these.
Yeah.
AP 2 damage 2 is a great break point.
It is, yeah.
So having that as a potential 5 of them get out of a Razorback, you've got a good little unit.
Or even the silencers.
Yeah.
Now they're strength 5, AP 1/1 damage with sustained. Yeah. Or even the flamers.
But is it like you're looking at the break points of these weapons?
Strength 6, AP 2 ignores cover.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, you're looking at all these weapon profiles. Is pretty good.
I like that a lot, actually. Yeah. The other thing as well, what we could do here is actually ends until the end of the turn.
Ah.
Okay. So you could put Crow in with 5 other purifiers. You get the additional AP both in combat then and also the ranged attacks.
AP 3 swords.
Yeah, on the swords, the purifying flame. Maybe 2 incinerators in there. Like, you can really boost up the damage from just basically a smaller squad. So
it's interesting how they've made these 2 units glow up for a Space Marine faction when actually all other Space Marine factions have just moved away from the Rhino and Razorback.
Yeah.
Whereas the Grey Knights are actually making the most of the classic transports. I like it.
In the fact that it is end of turn, not end of phase, all of a sudden really opens this up.
Yeah.
So, and what's quite nice is because you've got the Storm Bolter on there, you could actually shoot the Storm Bolter at the unit that you want to give the extra AP to, and then the las cannons or whatever else could go somewhere else in the Hunter Killer.
Yeah.
So you're not like wasting shots. So I think that's good.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's kind of like how I used to use the immolators for sisters.
Yes.
And that just stripped cover. This just gives you +1 AP,
yeah,
which is pretty cool. Right, you got the 2 Stormhawks and Storm Talons. They don't really look like they've changed much. You've also got the Storm Raven, so the -1 damage, and it again got a big transport capacity, and also that Dreadnought. Again, none of these actually have that faction keyword as we mentioned, so you can't uppy downy these.
Do Dreadknights have the Dreadnought keyword? Or is it just a little box Dreadnought that we can put into these?
They only have the Dread Knight keyword.
Okay, so they can't get into a Storm Raven.
You can't, no.
Okay, all right.
All right, and I believe
that's all the data sheets.
That's all the data sheets. Then we're on to some cool war gear pictures, which is pretty cool. Right, should we take a look at the detachments?
Let's do it.
Right, Jord, the first detachment we're going to take a look at is Brotherhood Strike. They get Fury of the Titan is their detachment rule, and when you've deep strike, when you've been set up, you get re-roll until the end of the turn, hits and wounds of 1.
So this is what I was saying with that combo that we said to Park earlier, where you have your Dread Knight, your Dreadnought, and then obviously your Tech Marine. All these buffs that we can start making units hit on 2s.
Yeah.
We can make them a lot more efficient with these rerolls and having them all deep strike next to each other and just constantly having this unit. Because there's a lot of ways we can increase our units that come off the board in this detachment too.
Yeah, the thing that is unfortunate is if you rapid ingress, you won't get an ability.
No. Yeah, it's only... then obviously if you're trying to make charges, it's 9-inch charges, which are not reliable and probably you shouldn't be doing, but it's funny if they happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's good. It's a good rule though. Reroll once to hit and wound is something Grey Knights really lacked in the index was rerolls.
In an overview of this detachment, you're going to see this is probably it leans most into the army rule.
Absolutely.
This is the most dynamic of all the detachments.
100%.
Okay. Right, Jord, we've got 4 enhancements. The first one's called Banishing Wave. When the bear is set up from using Deep Strike, you pick a unit within 12 and you can suffer some mortal wounds. It's like 1 or whatever. So it's okay. It does splash on multiple units, but if you've got the points, why not?
Yeah, if you got points, I see that enhancement as.
It could be quite good. Set up.
Grenade.
Chuck a grenade in as well.
You wouldn't be able to from Deep Strike, would you? Because you wouldn't be within 8 to throw a grenade.
Well, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Right, then we've got Blinding Aura. Okay, you can't fire Overwatch if you're set up from Deep Strike on that unit.
Nice.
Again, it's quite difficult though, isn't it? Because you set up and then you're like, cool, well now, yeah, you don't Overwatch me. But not many things Overwatch stuff with a 2+ save.
No, yeah. 2-up saves, you're just putting them off anyway. And most of the time you're going to have Terminators or Dread Knights, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Now, next one is you can reroll charges when you're set up with Deep Strike.
Nice. I'd probably take that on a Terminator unit.
Yep. And then the next one is add 1 to the number of like the army ability. So you can now pick up like 1 more than you normally
4.
could, depending on the strikes, you know, in Cursor Strike or whatever, which I think could be pretty good depending on how many units you have, especially if you're playing MSU. What I would have loved to have seen here is a like plus to charge.
Yeah, like a +1 to charge. Yeah.
So if it was reroll charges and have +1, you're like 8 with a reroll. That's a good enhancement. That makes that charge fairly reliable, but not ridiculous like Drago used to be.
Yeah.
Poor Drago. Anyway.
Yeah. Keep bringing them up.
I know,
I'm gonna have
sorry.
tears in my eyes.
Sorry. Okay, so first stratagem is called True Silver Channeling. It's 2 CPs, infantry unit, fights phase, devastating wounds.
Yeah, I think this on Paladins, and then you have a Grandmaster in to reduce the cost down to 1. So then you've got this flat 3 damage, potential, devastating wounds.
Yep.
If you've managed to make that charge on a deep strike, you could reroll once to wound as well, make it a bit more efficient. But it's nice to have.
Yeah, or I was actually thinking the Brother Captain.
Yeah.
Because he gets rerolls for himself built in.
Yeah, true.
Again, shame you can't use it on the old Grandmaster though, because he's got the anti.
Yeah.
But he's not an infantry model, unfortunately. No. Right, next one is you can set up. It says within 3, just outside of 3 inches, because of the balanced data slate, that will be 6 inches. But that now means you can drop down, chuck a load of mortals out, and then chuck a grenade maybe. But then you're spending 2 CPs on that combo. It's quite a lot just to throw a grenade.
And then the dread or the characters, the Grandmasters, there's so many places here where you can be using these CP, and we've got other good ones as well. So
yeah, it's a shame you can't charge because you're like, oh, I can make a charge. Oh no, you can't because it says you can't.
Yeah.
That's a shame you can't actually make a charge. It would have been cool for it to be. I'd have preferred those strats to be the other way around.
Yeah.
2 CPs for drop down within just outside 6, and you could still charge.
Yeah, make it infantry only or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But then put True Silver Channeling for dev wounds on infantry for 1 CP.
Yeah.
Whatever. Right. Purgation pattern. You can basically get sustained hits. But again, you have to set up from Deep Strike. So you can't now jump out of your Razorback, get the extra AP, and get the sustained hits. No. It means you have to use Deep Strike to get the rerolls and then the sustain. So that's a bit of a shame there. You can't start to stack those combos together. The next one is your opponent's movement phase. If you fall back, I can then put my unit into Deep Strike.
Which is good, because you can tag units, and then that, that if you've done your consolidate and tag the unit, whenever they fall back, because they're going to have to fall back to shoot, you just go boom, straight back in the sky.
Exactly, yeah.
Love it.
Next one is Shining Veil. Opponent shooting phase, you can just basically have stealth, which is good.
Yeah.
Might want to hit. And then the next one, I don't really understand this one. This is probably, for me, a bit of a missed opportunity. It's 2 CPs. It's Psyker Infantry unit. End of the fight phase, you can put another unit in Deep Strike.
Yeah, 5 seems a bit excessive when you have the enhancement as well, like in the Strike Force game.
And it's 2 CPs.
And it's 2 CP.
So I don't feel like it's going to really get used.
No, because the thing is as well, if you're taking 5 units off the board, you probably have maximum 10 or 12 units on the board, right, in an army. So you're taking half your army off the board. You're losing on the primary. You're losing on, board state, right?
And it means in order to spend that, you'd have either have to have a unit with a Grandmaster in it, or you'd have had to not spend any in your turn and their turn.
Yeah.
So then you're not getting access to any of your offensive or defensive stratagems, right? Right, okay. Hallowed Conclave is the next attachment.
Yep.
This is Duty Before All is what it's called, and it affects Terminator units. Grey Knight Terminator units can fall back and shoot and declare a charge when they fell back.
This is great, right?
It's really good.
Grey Knight armies, you can build whole Terminator armies. It's one of the attractions of playing Grey Knights.
Yep.
And having a whole detachment on Terminators and this ability is fantastic.
And you can still use your strikes to play the mission, scout, sticky objectives, because I don't think they need a huge amount of buff. So this could be already. I haven't even read the rest yet.
It is good. It is good. From what I remember reading, it is good.
I feel like this is my fave already, Jord. Yeah. Okay, so we got the Eye of Og something or other.
Eye of Og.
Eye of Org. Okay. Grey Knight model only. Once per battle round, the bearer can use an enhancement. If it does, you can basically target it with free Overwatch or Heroic Intervention, and can do so even if you've targeted another unit for 0 CP. So you could combine this with a Tech Marine, and you could actually, because it also says the same, you could actually have 3 units that heroically intervene in the same turn. Providing the sequential of ordering was done correctly. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Right. Inescapable Judgment. Psychic ability. Each time the enemy unit within engagement range makes a fallback move, you can use this enhancement. If it does, they just suffer more wounds. Cool.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. Right. Next one. Terminator model only. Add 3 to the attacks characteristics for the bearer.
Now, Steve, where is this going?
I actually are going to differ to what you're going to say.
Okay, all right, sure.
I'm putting this on my brother captain with lethal, full rerolls to wound with 7 attacks now.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I actually agree. I think that's a good one. My one was going to be the guy that gets the extra attacks. So
You don't
have
need it, I
6
don't
extra
think.
attacks. No, I think it takes him to 10 attacks.
But, well, it would take him, probably, I think, even higher. I think he's 5 base. But
Okay.
I think, yeah, with the full rerolls to wound on the model itself, and then, and he'd always get that.
Yeah.
And lethal for the unit. That's where you put that, surely.
The lethals is good as well, but I like it as well. You can reduce the stratagem cost.
Yeah.
So they're both options, aren't they? But I think this is auto include. You
Yeah,
have to put this in.
That's a great enhancement, yeah. Right, okay, cool. Next up, we've got Nemesis rounds. You basically get, you can Overwatch on 5s.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, paladins get 2 side cannons.
Yeah.
So, sure.
It's not bad at all. Yeah. All right, okay, cool. So, Giants of the Battlefield is 1 CP. All right, it's the fight phase. Imagine you're in the fight phase. You're a Grey Knight Terminator. Okay, and until the end of the phase, you add 1 to the attacks characteristics of melee weapons by your unit. My boy, brother captain. I'm going to make Drago this guy.
Yep.
With the Sanctic Reaper.
Oh, that is his middle name.
Because then he goes up to 8 attacks in combat at strength 6, AP 2 damage, full rerolls to wound, and lethal hits.
And then we have paladins that are flat 3 damage with 5 attacks each, is it?
And lethal, yeah. Right, your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase after you've been selected to target 1 Grey Knight infantry unit. So this now would work on your purifiers, your strikes, all the others. This isn't Terminator locked. Until the end of the phase, each time your unit is destroyed. Right, if you haven't shot or fight this phase, okay, on a 4+, you can actually fight or shoot on death.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
Fight on death on 4s, pretty good.
Yeah,
shoot
on
or
death.
fight on death, yeah. Shoot on death, yeah.
That's on any unit. Right, point blank purgation. Your shooting phase, an infantry unit, okay, until the end of the phase, Stormbolters, only Stormbolters, have the pistol and twin linked ability.
Yeah, it's not. It's some factions that's going to be deadly against, like Eldar and stuff, right? It's going to be absolutely brutal into, but other like Marines, yeah, sure.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in combat with some Banshees with fights first. Get wrecked.
Yeah, get wrecked.
Right, the next one, Jord, is called Grind Them Underfoot. Yeah. So your charge phase, just after you end the charge move, okay, that Grey Knight unit, you select an enemy with engagement range and you roll basically a grenade stratagem.
Which is nice when you have grenades as well, right?
Yeah. And if that was with Voldus, you chuck a grenade in, eat these mortals, you charge,
eat these mortals,
and then Voldus goes, have a few mortals. Yeah. I like that. That's a good cheeky combo. Right, okay. I like that a lot.
That's
actually.
3 of your 5 a day there.
Well, it's great because when you go into units like a Catan, that damage 2 is terrible against, you just go, it's fine, I got 2 CPs, this guy's getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Precognition strategies. Your opponent's movement phase just after it and a normal advance or fallback move. Oh my days. Your Grey Knight infantry unit can make a normal move up to D6 inches.
React to move.
Yeah, and that's got that 9-inch,
Yeah.
signifier. Right, okay, Shining Resolve. All right, so your opponent's shooting phase just after they've selected the target, 1 Grey Knight infantry unit from your army that was selected. Okay, until the end of the phase, each time an attack, if its strength's greater than your toughness, -1 to wound for 1 CP. They've got it all. It's a home run, people.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Hallowed Conclave is the one I will be playing, I think.
Well, you mentioned Voldus. Gives you -1 to hit as well.
Yeah, -1 to hit,
-1 to wound, 10 Terminators. Blow.
Love it.
Love it.
That's a great one. I feel like it's much stronger than the one before.
Oh, absolutely. This one's...
You can kind of you can see the synergies all working here, can't you?
Yeah.
Next one, the next attachment is called the Banishers.
This is the most lame name I've heard from a detachment so far.
They got Channeled Force. Okay.
Yeah.
Each time your Grey Knight unit from your army is selected the fight, you take a leadership check. Okay. If you pass, you get one of the abilities. You can either have melee weapons that have the psychic ability, also have sustained hits 1. Okay. Or you can have lethal.
Yeah.
Cool. Pretty good.
It's like the good guy version of Dark Packs.
All right. I like that.
Yeah, you just don't take mortals.
Yeah, like light packs.
Light packs, but you have to pass it to get the ability.
Yeah, but there's no negative.
Yeah.
There's not like you take mortals, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, Grey Knight model. This is the enhancements. Sigil of the Hunt. All right. Grey Knight model only, of course. In your shooting phase, each time you make an attack, reroll a hit of 1. And
Cool.
it's bearer's unit as well, so it would affect everybody.
Yeah.
So this would actually be pretty good on that old cheeky Tech Marine.
Yeah.
And now that's buffing the unit of all those purges.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cheeky.
All right. Ferural Tome. The tome. You take the tome, and it's Grey Knights infantry model only. At the start of your shooting phase, if you're not within engagement range, if it at the start of your shooting phase, if the bearer's unit is not within engagement range of one or more enemy units, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does, the bearer's unit can make a normal move up to D6, but you can't charge.
It means you get shoot and scoot or moving at the start of shooting phase, right? And get onto an objective potentially.
Well, you don't have shoot and scoot. You have scoot then shoot.
Oh, scoot then shoot. Yeah.
It's the other way, because you got to do this at the start.
It's like the T-Sun's ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I could see probably some play. It's like having assault on your unit. Yeah. In a way, where it means you can advance and shoot, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we got 66 seal. 66 seal. Anyway, Grey Knight model only. In your shooting phase, each time you can put this on anybody. So the one before was infantry. So these are the ones that could be taken on a Grandmaster, for example. In your shooting phase, each time model in the bearer's unit makes an attack, improve the armor penetration by 1. Now, let's have a think about this. You think what I'm thinking?
Purgations.
Yeah, in your shooting phase, each time a model in this bearer's unit makes an attack. Yeah, purgations with this coming out of a Razorback, they get +2 AP.
AP3 side cannons, or AP2 flamers, or the loads of shot ones.
Yeah,
I think
AP2
really good in this one with the 69th seal. 66th seal.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, cool. Then we've got Prior Soul, Psychic Ability, Grey Knight model. At the start of your shooting phase, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does, select one enemy unit within 24 inches. They suffer D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, it's just a free D3 mortal wounds. I like this if you got spare points.
Yeah, could you always put this on your little librarian again so you can kind of drop down? Huzzah! Yeah. Trigger grenade. Boo. Right, then stratagems.
Yep.
Hex Wrought Reprisal. I think I've done a good job at that. End of any phase, a psychic unit from your army that is not on the battlefield and has suffered one or more mortal wounds. Okay. Select one enemy unit which inflicted one or more of those mortal wounds. Okay. Then roll a number of dice equal to the number of mortal wounds your unit suffered. For each 2+, the enemy unit takes a mortal.
Take it back.
It's like you throw a grenade, it explodes. You then just quickly put it back together and then throw it back. Yeah, exactly. All right.
Love it.
I mean, it's a good deterrent.
I like for a good example is the Emperor's Children Demon Prince, right? Or even CSM Demon Prince. Charges in, does mortals. It could be on 2 or 3 wounds left.
Bang it back out.
And you're just going to go, get off here.
Yeah, it's quite good, actually. Yeah. All right. Do you really want to tank shock me with your 1 wound left?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'll tank shock you.
Yeah. All right. Warding Chant.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 1 CP, your opponent's shooting phase, or the fight phase just after the enemy has selected its targets. 1 Grey Knight Psyche unit from your army that is selected, whatever. Your unit basically gains a 5+ feel no pain against attacks with a modified damage characteristic of 1.
Yeah, so someone's got 80 chainsword attacks.
You don't.
I've got 5 feel no pain now.
Yeah, because it is shooting or fight phase, so that is pretty good, against those sort of 1 damage attacks, Your shooting phase, this is called Chaos Bane, Psychic unit, ranged attacks have anti-chaos 4+.
I mean, you could have Stormbolters wounding Magnus or Mortarion and 4s.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad.
And I suppose now, actually, with the addition of Chaos Knights being a lot popular, Chaos Demons having like lots of different ways to play their faction, Emperor's Children, Death Guard, Thousand Sons, World Eaters, because we've also had Emperor's Children added to the mixing. CSM, still before I probably would have looked at this even back in like, let's say 9th edition is that's a bit rubbish. But because we've got a much more popular scene of Chaos Knights and a much more popular scene of Demon players, but also with the addition of 2 new essential Chaos factions, World Eaters at the end of 9th, and then obviously now Emperor's Children, it does now start to bolster out how often this could be used.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's going to come in handy actually. Whether or not you take this detachment over other ones is up to you, right?
Again,
But
you play against Dark Angels, perfect.
perfect. The Lion, anti 4+. Boom.
Yeah,
Don't
get
care about
wrecked.
your -1 to wound.
Right. The next one is 1 CP Celerity.
Yep.
Your charge phase. Ooh,
What does celery do?
it's pretty good. You can advance and charge.
Oh, wow. That's some good celery.
In its infantry unit. So I actually really like this on that jump pack unit now. Or on your purifiers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. You can't obviously shoot and scoot and do it, but you can still advance and just ignore the scoot part of your rule and just charge.
Well, you could have like your Brotherhood champion with a few units, and then have this like Crows unit or something, like you said, be able to advance and charge as well. So you can have quite a few units advance and charging.
Yeah.
So you could have quite a big assault wave just going into your opponent's army.
And what's interesting as well is you could actually put the Inceptors in a Rhino.
Oh, nice.
So then they can disembark 3, move 12, then you advance, then you charge for a CP. That's good. Yeah. All right. Circle of Sanctuary. Start your opponent's movement phase. 1 Grey Knights character unit. So that could also be the big Dread Knight. Until the end of the phase, enemy units that are set up can't basically set up within 12.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
It's good on Dread Knight.
Yeah.
Big piece.
Yeah, nice. Or that Tech Marine who's just maybe holding your backfield and he's like, right, no one's getting back here.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah. Shadow of Anarch, your opponent's movement phase just after the enemy makes a normal advance or fallback move. 1 Grey Knight Psyche unit, that's within 9, basically, of it, and not engaged. Your unit can make a normal move up to 6, or if it has a deep strike, can be placed into strategic reserves. It's like reactive move, but even
Deep strike.
better.
Yeah.
Because it's a flat 6, not D6.
Yeah. Or going to deep strike.
Or going to deep strike, yeah. It's the best one yet. So, how do we feel about the Banishers?
It's not terrible, is it? It does have play.
I mean, constant sustained hits and lethal in combat.
Yeah.
Advance in charge.
Mortal wounds. Mortal wound protection.
Yes. Feel no pain, 5+. Is pretty good.
Yeah, and I think like if you really lean into these infantry units like the strikes and purgations and stuff, you can get a lot out of them. I really like the enhancement for the purgation marines in the Razor's Whack. I think that combo is gonna be really good. I think, and then obviously getting sustained or lethal on that on their weapons as well.
Yeah,
pretty good.
That's pretty good. All right, next one is Sanctic Spearhead.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called the Mailed Fist. Yeah. I wonder who they sent it to. Is it like first class stamp?
Nah. That's too expensive for metal.
Yeah, right. Each time the Grey Knight vehicle unit from your army advances, you do not make an advance roll. You just add 6 to the characteristics. And until the end of the turn, ranged weapons have assault. So this is kind of like what they had before.
Yeah.
Now remember, your nice big Dread Knights,
they can advance, shoot, and charge.
They can advance, shoot, and charge. Let's just make sure they actually have the vehicle keyword. Otherwise, the picture is extremely misleading of all the Dread Knights. But you never know. It wouldn't be the first time. They do have vehicle keyword.
Oh.
All right, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right, so Grey Knight Walker unit, you can, when you pile in, it can consolidate 6 or 3 instead
Pretty
of
nice.
3, sorry.
Yeah,
6
nice.
instead of 3. Not all. I suppose it could. So next one, Jord.
Yeah.
This is the second time I've tried to pronounce this, by the way. We had to get rid of the first one.
Yeah.
Quickening Foci. Foci.
Foci.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Foci. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Yeah, anyway. So, Grey Knight infantry model from your... When you disembark from a transport, you can re-roll the charge.
Wow.
Move that Land Raider up, get out, re-roll your charge. It's okay. Right, next up is the Sigil of Exigence. Grey Knight model only. Once per battle in your opponent's shooting phase. When the bearer's unit is selected as the target of a ranged attack, you can remove the bearer from the unit and then set it back up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from all enemy models. If the bearer is no longer eligible target, your opponent can then select new targets. Oh my days!
What
it's back.
a sigil!
It is actually one of the best enhancements probably in the game.
Yeah.
When you try and play against this enhancement, it is a real mind foci.
Mind foci, yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Damn it.
It really is.
This on like a brick of like 10 Terminators.
10 Paladins, yeah.
10 Paladins is just Ugh.
Wow.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. Spiritus Machina?
Machina.
Yeah. Machina?
Spiritus Machina.
Anyway.
Machina.
Grey Knight infantry model in your shooting phase. Each time the bearer unit selects the shoot, if it disembarks this turn until the end of the phase, you can re-roll the wound roll.
Purgations, baby.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Reroll wounds and +1 AP. That's good. Yeah.
I know we keep saying purgation because it's just because they have the most amount of these shots, but I really want to make them work.
I know you are. You're really going to down that hill, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, 1 CP, True Silver Will. Any phase, Psyche unit is suffered a mortal wound. You get a 4+ feel no pain against it.
Nice.
It's okay. It's only a Grey Knight vehicle unit, though. You can't use it on anybody.
Dreadnought 4-up is good.
Yeah. Right, then we've got Embombs as class targets. Your shooting or fight phase, one Grey Knight unit that's not been selected, basically fight until the end of the phase. Each time you basically target a monster or vehicle, add 1 to the wound roll. This is amazing on paladins. +1 to wound against monsters and vehicles. It's really, really good because that is any unit and it's shooting or fight phase or your old purgations, mate. There's a combo there.
I don't want to say it because I don't want to say it again. But
I thought I'd help you out. I
Thanks,
could see.
mate. Appreciate it. Yeah. I was like, purgation.
Armored Aegis, okay. Your command phase, 1 Grey Knight vehicle unit can have 3 wounds back. So you could have 3 wounds back and then heal it even more with the old Tech Marine. That's a cool combo. Right, redoubled assault. Your movement phase, basically Grey Knight vehicle unit that's its fallen back. Then you're eligible to shoot and charge in a turn when you fell back. So you've now got like full scope of doing what you want. You can't get bogged down. You could advance and charge, advance and shoot with those big models, which is cool. Or on your Land Raiders, whatever you've taken. Force Wave is next, 1 CP. Your movement or charge phase, 1 Grey Knight vehicle unit from your army that has been selected to charge, or it can, at the end of a phase, each time your unit makes a normal, advance, or charge move, it can move through terrain.
Of course it can. It wouldn't be a vehicle detachment without this stratagem, would it?
It's like the go-to strat for a vehicle detachment. That's good. Argent Wrath, your charge phase, just after a vehicle unit from your army ends a charge. Each enemy unit within 3 must take a battle shock check, subtracting 1 from the test.
I think that detachment's going to be one of the most competitive. I think that one or the Terminator one would be the ones that people go to. Because we were already seeing 5 to 6 Dread Knights in lists anyway. Now there's just even more of a enhanced. And then you've got the upgrade on the data sheets for like the standard units like Paladins and stuff. Yeah. That will just work really well in this detachment.
That's a good detachment, that. But it's not over yet.
No.
We've got the Augorium task force.
You smashed it, mate.
Thanks.
Smashed it.
I'm really good at words.
Yeah.
Right, we've got proceed. I don't know why I'm doing this anyway. we learned from the Black Templars one that you're better from
I
the reading.
forced you onto this one. I'm like, no, you could deal with this one. I'm not saying these.
Yeah. They've got a redeployment.
Nice.
So from the second battle round onwards, at the start of your movement phase, if you did not select the maximum number of Grey Knight units from your army using the Gate of Infinity at the end of your opponent's previous turn, you can select 1 Grey Knights unit from your army that is on the battlefield that could have been selected, remove it and put it into strategic reserves. This means that and it says a designer note here, this means that your unit can retain its position on the battlefield at the end of your command phase and then be placed into strategic reserves at the start of your movement phase. So to set it up again in your reinforcement step in another position.
Yeah, I think also it allows you to you can see your cards for your secondary, so you don't have to it's saying you can hold primary, get your primary score, and then I've drawn this card that has to be in this area of the board. Well, now I'll just take this unit off and do it.
Well, it means your strikes can control the objective, sticky it, and then you can go.
Yeah, it's quite a powerful detachment rule actually.
Right, then we've got 4 enhancements, Grimoire of Conjunctions. I think there's a medicine for that actually.
Yeah, it's called Fossick.
Stop trying to squeeze that in. We have to do that again. Right, the next one, we've got an enhancement called Grimoire of Conjunctions.
Yeah.
Grey Knight model only.
Yeah.
Once per battle, at the start of the fight phase, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does until the end of the phase, add 4 to the strength characteristics of melee weapons equipped by the bearer.
I thought you were about to say the unit.
No, that would have been insane.
Yeah.
That would have been a great conjunction, but add +4 strength is good. You put this on Mr. Captain with all the
7 strength to Captain.
+7 strength, extra attacks, let him go. That's good. Or you actually put this on like the champion or somebody, so then you can just hunt those characters for more CPs for you. Shield of Prophecy up next. Okay, Grey Knight model only once per battle. I mean, you could actually put that, though. Let's not be too hasty. +4 strength, you could actually put that on your sword. Grandmaster with sword or flail.
You could put it on a flail. The flail's pretty good.
What does that look like on a flail?
Or on a mace.
But it is once per battle, though.
Yeah.
It's not like all the time, which is a shame. All right, okay, Shield of Prophecy. Once per battle, at the start of the battle round, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does, until the end of the battle, add +2 to toughness.
Okay. +2 toughness. On a Dread Knight makes it toughness 10.
Yeah, so if you know you're going, so obviously it's start of the battle round, so you could do this at the start of your opponent's turn, and it ends until your next turn. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, actually, going back to the first one, if you put that onto a hammer, which is strength 14, you can make it strength 18, which means you're wounding knights on 2s, armatures.
With rerolls. That's pretty good, yeah. There's probably
I think it's good. I think both these enhancements are pretty good now.
Yeah.
Because you're breaking a few stat points, aren't you, or checkpoints?
Yeah, I mean, I do like it on the mace, though.
Was it strength 9 with the mace?
No, it's base 6.
So strength 10 with the mace.
That means you can, with then the rerolls into monsters and vehicles, it now means your mace can just go anti-character 2+ all the time. And then that one time you need to go into a vehicle and smash it to pieces, your strength 10, AP 3, flat 3 damage.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best use for it.
Yeah. I think definitely. The Grandmaster Dread Knight is just the one for both of these enhancements, I think, really.
Yeah, that's really, really good. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Right, now let's take a look at the next one.
Yep.
1 foot in the future. Well done. Each time this model, it's not even on camera, but well done. Each time this bearer's unit is set up on the reinforcement step, the bearer can use this enhancement. If it does, the bearer can make a normal move up to D6. And the unit, until the end of the turn...
Can't make a charge?
Can't make a charge.
Well, you may have 1 foot in the future, but you're stuck in the past.
Yeah, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's what that is. Oh, no, that's poo. Right, anyway, I thought I was so excited then, and I got massively let down. Right, Doomseer Amulet. Grey Knight model only. Each time this bearer is set up on reinforcement, it can use it. If it does, select one enemy unit within 12. That must take a battle shock check. I'm not going to lie. Those last two...
you may as well just go on straight onto the strats.
Yeah, sorry for wasting everyone's time.
Yeah.
Right, cool. 1 CP, aggressive anticipation. I am anticipating this to be aggressive. Your shooting or fight phase, psych a unit, 1 CP, end of the phase. Each time you make an attack, you can ignore any or all modifiers to weapons skill, ballistic skill, or any or hit roll modifiers. Shame wounds isn't in there as well, but hit roll modifiers, cool. 1 CP. I wouldn't say that was aggressive.
No, it's not, but...
It's
I think also it does mean, though, if we are hitting on 3s with a lot of these characters and units, -1 to hit is quite annoying.
Impactful, yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
Appointed hour. Shooting or fight phase. It says your shooting or fight phase, by the way. 1 Grey Knight unit from your army that is not. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, unmodified hit roll of a 5+ scores a critical hit.
Ooh.
So... anything really with obviously sustained or lethal. This is going to be amazing on paladins with the brother captain.
Yeah, so then you got lethal hits, crits on 5s. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty good.
Or your purgations coming out of a razorback with sustained crits on 5s. It's pretty good. That's actually more aggressive than the first one. Right, forewarned evasion. Okay, your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase just after the enemy unit is selecting its targets. Your walkie unit, okay, is -1 to hit. Okay,
cool.
It's all right. It's pretty good. Right, necessary end. Fight phase just after the enemy is selected as target. It's an infantry unit of yours. That was obviously selected until the end of a phase. Each time your model is destroyed, if that model is not fought, roll 1d6. If the result is greater than the current battle round number, do not remove the destroyed model. It can fight after the attacking unit. So you get fight on death, but you've got a roll if the result is greater than the current battle round. So you get turn 1, fight on death on 2s.
Yeah.
Turn 2, fight on death on 3s. Then it gets really hard. Then you ain't fighting on death.
Do you rate this?
Well, How often are you in combat turn 1 and 2? Turn 3, if you're in combat, it's still on a 4+ for 1 CP. That's what we'd usually expect. And maybe by turn 5 or 6, you don't need Fart and Death because you're probably already dead, or your opponent is, so maybe it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Redirected Strike, okay. So it does actually mean, though, let's just go back to that, right? Unit of strikes, scout 6, in a rhino, okay? You then get out 6, advance onto a point. You can't charge them now because they're fighting death on a 2+.
Yeah, and you'd have to put something significant in to kill the unit, really.
Of 10.
Of 10 to get them off the point. Unless it's a shooting army. If it's a combat army, 100% is good, right? Okay. Yeah. No, that's play.
All right. Redirected Strike. End of your command phase. 1 psyche unit from your army that is in range of 1-on-1 units. If your unit has the deep strike ability, it can be placed into strategic reserves. So it's kind of like what we've already got. So we can basically put another unit in deep strike at the end of your command phase.
Okay. Sure. Might mean there's a card that requires you to have 2 units outside your deployment zone.
Yep.
So
very good for mission play, this attachment. Mirage of Echoes. Your reinforcements have your opponent's movement phase just after it's set up 1 Grey Knight unit from your army that is within 12 and not within engagement range. If it has the deep strike ability, it can be placed into deep strike.
Oh, wow.
So you deep strike within 12 of me. I'm like, see ya.
Bye.
Which does mean if somebody's put like a unit down to make a 9-inch charge onto your objective and you're no longer there, they're stuck.
Yeah.
Because they got nothing to shoot. They can't shoot and scoot.
It's going to, this one's going to be one you're going to have to tell your opponent at the start of the game, I can do this.
No, I won't tell them.
No, just jump off and go, bye.
No, you do.
Howdy how.
That is definitely a gotcha strat right there.
Yeah,
do make sure you do tell your opponent. Anyway, that is all the detachments. And of course, we still got the Grotmus detachment.
Yep.
Overall, there's some really nice elements in this book. I am sorry to see Drago's gone.
Yeah, I think that's going to cast a bit too much doom and gloom, I think, on the Codex, personally. I think that will be the negative highlight from the Codex.
Yeah.
But if you get past that layer and you start to look at the combos of the strats, the units, the glow-ups we've had on certain data sheets as well, I do think that this is a really fun way to play Grey Knights.
Yes.
And there's certain detachments that really give reward skill. Which I think Grey Knights as a faction should be one of those factions which reward skill and high-level plays because it is a very technical army.
Yeah, I mean, I do think you can just use your Drago as a buffed-up Grandmaster or buffed-up, Brother Captain, giving him enhancement. I mean, that last attachment we spoke about, the Paladins with lethal and critical hits of 5s, and the guy that rerolls his wounds on himself, that is very good. So I think for me, I'm really excited to do the masterclass, the how to play course that we have as part of our masterclass series. And basically what we do on those courses, we go one step deeper than just like the overview, of course. We show you all the nuances of everything we just spoke about in this book, but how that actually looks on the table. So if you're playing against Grey Knights, it's going to give you a great wide diversity and ideas of how to actually go against them because we've got lessons on those. We also do advanced tactics where we show you top-down examples of how we use all the stratagems together, the different combinations,
data sheet abilities,
what they can do with the data sheets, enhancements, the stratagems, and those plays in terms of positioning and those models. So that gets really detailed. But of course, we also go over deployment. We go over an armies, an army list for each detachment. We also cover the Grotmus detachment as well. We cover the strengths, the weaknesses of the army, so you really know exactly, the way to lean into the army, and then also how that then changes when we get to the detachment. So if you really are interested in playing Grey Knights, our how to play courses are like the perfect Codex companion, because this tells you the rules, and then we show you actually how it works on the table and how to implement the rules, and that's the key part.
It's designed to give you confidence and also feel excited to play your faction, and know what questions to ask at the table. I think that's the key point of these courses, is to go, I know my faction inside out, I know what the best things I can do, and also what to look out for if I'm playing against it or if I'm playing against armies that are really good into me. Yeah,
it just helps you be a great opponent at the tabletop, because we always try and support, know your rules really well so you don't catch your opponent out by mistake. And we get really excited about making them as well. I know that the amount of times I've done a how to play course on a particular detachment, and I'm like, I want to try that.
I want to play this now.
I want to see what that can do.
Yeah.
Even if objectively it could be the worst detachment, you start showing off some of the plays, you're like, there could actually be something there, and it gets really exciting for us to do as well. So yeah, if you want to get the pre-order, we always put them on at a little bit of a discounted rate, because we really appreciate you supporting us while it's in the pre-order state. And then as soon as it gets released, whether you're on the combo deal that we have, which gets you the masterclass course for every single one that we've done of all the how to plays, okay, it's a massive discount. So as soon as that's released, you just get instant access. Or if you've gone for the pre-order of just this one alone, then of course as soon as it's released, it will just get added to your account on the release date. Okay,
and you can join our Discord server as well.
We've got Discord, you can discuss lists with each other. It's all happening, so yeah, do check that out. But a massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending us these preview copies. I'm excited to, you know, see Grey Knights back on the tabletop. Yeah,
I'm excited to go through everything we were just spoken to about the course. And yeah, this codex does seem like a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm excited to play against it and play with it.
Let us know how you're going to be equipping your Grandmaster and where you're going to be putting your extra attack character. Right, anyway, take care, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next video.
Thank you, guys.